Hey everybody, this is an example of a student support app that we put together for our school using PowerApps. When you first open the application, you'll be met with this screen where you can choose the division of the school, so primary or secondary, as well as a grade group. Here's an example of a student who was added to this application. So it has his picture on the left, as well as his student number, his name, his homeroom, what type of concern he is. So is he an academic concern, a pastoral concern, maybe a counseling concern? And then below that is his status. So is he on an intervention plan? Are we monitoring him? Is he no longer a concern? Over here on the right, you'll have information about the student. So his name is Mike Smith, his ID number. You'll also see student strengths and student challenges. So various members of different teams are able to collaborate on this section. They can add strengths from their particular perspective, whether you're the pastoral team or the academic team or the counseling team. Below that, if the student is on an intervention plan, you'll see the link to their RTI. If they have an IEP, you'll see a link there. There's also principals directives, as well as academic support strategies from the learning support team or SEN support strategies and counseling pastoral. On the right, you'll see logs or support logs, and these support logs are a history of every time a member of a particular team has met with this student, whether that's a member of the pastoral team or academic team. You'll see that information here. The logs are in descending order. If I wanted to add a log for the student, I can choose log here. I can put the meeting location, the meeting time, the meeting length, so 5 to 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. I can put whether this was an action or an outcome. The reason that we chose to focus on action and outcomes is because we're looking at supporting a student for 4 to maybe 6 weeks, and then we're looking for how the actions taken over that period of time has resulted in some type of outcome. So what is it? It might even be as short as a week. If a student's put on check-in, check-out for behavior, they check in with an adult in the morning and lunch and in the evening or in the afternoon, and then after a week, we'll look at the outcome of that check-in, check-out. Has the student improved over that week, or should we look at doing another week? Finally, you can put a description. And then over here, we can attach a file if there is a file to be attached. So if I click on any of these support logs, I'll be able to see when it was created, who created it, whether it was an action or an outcome, the meeting time, and all of the other information. If there is an attachment to that log, you'll see a paperclip indicating that there is an attachment for that support log. Let's say that I need to edit Mike's profile. So I can see that there's academic support strategies that are already here. I might add some to that. I might also come down here and take a look at some of the strengths and challenges provided by another team member. I could collaborate with them on this and add my own perspective in terms of the student's strengths and challenges. And then I could submit that and his profile would be updated. If I'm a member of the pastoral team often deals with various behavior reports. And so what we do is we have an incident reporting system using Microsoft Forms. And this reporting system will allow a teacher who is dealing with any kind of mid to high level incidents, or whether it's in their classroom or whether it's on duty outside on the soccer pitch or in the hallways during lunchtime. Or maybe it's happening in the classroom and there's been consistent low-level negative behaviors and it needs to be escalated and that subject teacher needs help. And so they can file an incident report with Microsoft Forms. Microsoft Forms then triggers PowerAutomate. PowerAutomate will take the results of that form and put it into a SharePoint list. Now, if I am a grade 8 head of grade, I would be able to see all of the incidents for my grade group. If I click on an incident, I'd be able to see the student's name, the homeroom, who submitted it, the date that it was submitted, what the incident was, the location, and the date of the incident, as well as a description that was put in by the teacher. As a head of grade, I can add an attachment to this. Or I can put in an outcome If I choose an outcome, whether that's a parent email or a parent meeting, or the student gets put on report, or maybe there's a student consult or suspension, I can choose that. I can type in what the outcome is or a little description of the outcome. As soon as I click submit, what happens is the person who submitted this incident would automatically receive an email, and that email would state what the outcome was, as well as the description of the outcome posted by the homeroom teacher or the head of grade. If an outcome was posted, there will be a document with a green check mark. As a homeroom teacher or head of grade, I can choose awaiting outcome, and it will filter down to students who are still awaiting an outcome for the incident report that was submitted. This is all linked to a separate database, and it's basically a database of just permissions for every member of the school community. And so what that means is if you are a principal, it will have your name and email address and what your role is in the school. So it would say principal. If you are a counselor, you would have the role of counselor. If you are head of grade, you would have the role of head of grade. If you're a homeroom teacher, you would have the role of homeroom teacher, and so on. And then linked to that are their homeroom as well as their grade group. And so if I am a head of grade 8, when I go to this page, I would only see the students for 8th grade. There's a separate application that doesn't have all of this information related to student support. That's just an incident reporting app for homeroom teachers. And when they open that application, they are only able to see the incidents related to their particular homeroom. And so the homeroom teacher is able to deal with incidents the same as head of grade is able to deal with incidents for their whole grade level. And principals, of course, can see all of the incidents for all grade levels if they filter that down. Yeah, so thanks again for watching, and I hope to be doing some write-ups on this application and also sharing more videos of other applications in the future.